thought we really accomplished a great deal in all three phases of our football team to get to this point, to be 3-0. Really proud of our defense and the way that they've handled the ability to take care of the up-tempo offenses that we've seen for 3 ball games now. I think our tackling has really improved. Love the way that we've pressured the quarterback the last couple ball games, and then obviously creating the turnovers last week. So all the areas defensively that we've tried to really emphasize and work on have shown up. I think offensively, we're really starting to find our stride and our ability to distribute the football offensively and still remain physical up front at the point of attack with the offensive line. And I think Keith's playing at a relatively high level right now. I don't know what his numbers are, but take away probably not a great play call in the first pass of the year for him. He's played relatively flawless for us. So with all that being said, we're excited to take on a very good Arizona team here at Husky Stadium. They're obviously extremely talented offensive football team. Kadeem Carey, nation's leading rusher a year ago, and he's a guy that we know we have our work cut out for us in trying to stop him and defend him, as he had obviously a very good game against us a year ago. And the quarterback anchor, kid from Torrance, California, for those of you that don't know, he went to the wrong high school, but anyway, I'll talk to him about it pregame. As a kid who just plays with everything he's got, he's a really fast kid, a great runner, competitive, throws the ball. So we know their tempo is going to challenge us, and the physicality in which they play with up front will challenge us. And then defensively, they've, to their credit, have gotten better and better and better from the beginning of last year through the end of last season into this year. I think that their defense is playing really well. It's a veteran group, a veteran defensive backfield. The Bontarant kid is just an absolute playmaker. I think he has 3 interceptions on the year, and his ability to create turnovers and play in space is not only this year, but showed up a couple years ago as well. So it's going to be a great challenge. We're fired up to be playing at Husky Stadium again. School starts Wednesday. We expect an awesome crowd. The Dog Pack has been amazing here for our first 2 home games. We think they'll be great again. Can't wait to see all the purple in Husky Stadium. It's going to be awesome.
How is Arizona's tempo going to be different than the tempos that you've seen so far?
Well, I would assume that they're going to try to go really fast. I mean, they went really fast against us last year, faster than anything we've seen so far this year. So it's imperative we do some really good work when we go our goods against our goods, our first offense against our first defense, so that they get that tempo. We did that today, and it was a really good start to the week.
Steve, Johnny Timu for Saturday?
It should be fine.
Sark, when you analyze the penalties, and I know you talked about the standing issue on Saturday, which ones were considered effort penalties, like you talked about a couple weeks ago, and the general thought about some of those?
Well, we got 3 holds on offense. One was a really glaring one on a touchdown run by Dwayne Washington on Eldrick Camp. It's a guy first time playing, first time on the field, and maybe trying a little too hard. So I think that one is very fixable. We had another one on Sifa Tafunga inside, where maybe his hands were a little bit outside and didn't let go of it. And then we had another one there on Mike Chris earlier in the ball game inside that, I thought it was more of a guy blocking a guy really well rather than a hold, but we have to coach it better. There was a real effort play that we have to learn from by Andrew Hudson on the quarterback scramble up the middle, and the quarterback went to slide, and he kind of jumped from behind. And so that was last week, and then 2 weeks ago was the Danny Shelton effort play hitting the quarterback late. So we need to recognize who the quarterback is and that nature. So it's just that those things happen. Again, we're going to fix it, and we're going to fix the pre-snap penalties for sure. But some of those effort ones are hard to live with, And I actually touched on it with Pete last night because they're dealing with a little bit of it there with the Seahawks, and we dealt with it at SC a little bit. Now we're getting it. And part of it, I think, is we coach our guys to play really hard, and we coach them to get after it. And they want to get going to the ball to get snapped, and they want to finish blocks, and they want to play with great effort and get to the ball. And so, I think that we're going to have a little bit of this because our guys play really, really hard, and they understand it. But the pre- and post-snap penalties, those are unacceptable, and we'll get those fixed.
Don't you think that some of the penalties, and Idaho State had their fair share too, do you think maybe the refs maybe are still in preseason, maybe a little overzealous, and now that the conference play play starting, it might loosen up a little bit?
I don't know. I can't count on that. Kim, I can't count on the officials calling it differently as we move into Pac-12 play. We just can't. We can't count on that. We have to control what we can control, and that's playing more sound, better football that way. We can't jump off sides, and we got to learn to block with our hands even better on the inside. And maybe the Pac-12 plays differently than everybody else, but we've got, I don't know, I think 6 of the top 20 again most penalized teams in the country right now. So I don't know if Jimmy Moore at UCLA coaches his guys hard like we do, or I don't know, but we're in the same boat again as where we were a year ago. So we'll try to fix it.
Steve, since that pick versus Williams and Keith is actually at 78% since that pass, what is he doing differently now compared to maybe what he did last year besides the obvious, which is the turnover not being there?
Yeah, I think we're playing better one around him. I think our protection is vastly improved up front. I think that there's a real trust going on with Keith and the wide receivers right now of where they need to be and then where they are. He's throwing the ball with anticipation. I think one thing that goes unnoticed about Keith is how accurately he really throws the football. I mean, I know people see we throw bubble screens and hit screens and things, and they look really easy, but man, for him, his ability to catch, get his body right, and get the ball out quickly, and then how accurately he throws those balls to our guys, I think is another real factor in what he's doing. And I think his just preparation is tremendous. I mean, nobody prepares better than the guy, and he knows exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. He's done a really good job with our protections up front of sliding lines and doing things to get himself protected. And he's just got good camaraderie, whether it's Casey Williams, Austin, Kevin Smith, Jadon Mickens, John Ross, the running backs. They're all in the right spot right now where they need to be, and he's trusting that fact that he's throwing the ball accurately, and then they're making plays for him. So I think all of it adds up to where he is and why he's completing 78% of the balls right now.
Steve, it's also probably overlooked that in the offense you run, the center's got to get the snap in his hand.
Right.
How's Mike Chris done with that? Are you fearful that might not go so great?
Well, it was one of the main concerns of going to this offense of we're in the gun, and we're in the gun, exclusively. And so the challenge of that center it's easy when you're in the first quarter, it's the first couple plays of